Most men think attraction is about looks, status, or wealth, but the truth is women, especially older women, are drawn to something much deeper. It's not about what a man has, it's about how he makes her feel. Older women have lived, loved, and learned. They've outgrown shallow games and predictable gestures. What they crave now are experiences that awaken something inside them. Moments so powerful they linger long after they're gone. But where do they go to find these feelings? In this video, we're uncovering the 10 places older women secretly crave, not just in the physical world, but in the emotional and psychological spaces where true attraction happens. If you can create these moments, you won't just get her attention, you'll become unforgettable. Let's dive in. Blast off. Number 1, the world where she feels chosen. There's one undeniable truth about attraction. Every woman, no matter her age, wants to feel chosen. Not as an option, not as an afterthought, but as the one who stands above the rest. Older women have spent years navigating relationships, understanding their worth, and recognizing when a man's attention is genuine versus when it's just convenience. By this stage in life, they've heard all the compliments, they've been admired, and they've experienced both love and loss. But what they truly crave now is the feeling of being deliberately, unmistakably chosen. This isn't about being appreciated in a general sense. It's about being the one he wants above all others. It's the difference between a man who shows interest and a man who invests. You see, younger women might be drawn to flattery, to gestures, to the excitement of the chase. But older women, they're looking for certainty, a man whose actions prove that he sees them as irreplaceable. They crave a world where a man is intentional with them, where he isn't hedging his bets, keeping his options open, or treating her like just another possibility. Instead, they want to feel the weight of his decision, the clarity that when he looks at her, he sees something he won't find anywhere else. This is why older women are so drawn to men who know what they want. A man who isn't afraid to step up and say, "It's you." Not just anyone, you. The power of this feeling goes beyond just romance. It's about deep emotional validation. When a woman feels chosen, she feels safe, secure, and truly seen. She no longer has to question his intentions, analyze his words, or wonder if she's just another name on a list. Instead, she can relax into the connection, knowing it's real. But here's the key. This isn't about over-the-top declarations or grand gestures. It's about consistency. A man who shows up, who listens, who makes her feel like she's the only woman in the room, even when others are around. A man whose actions don't waver, whose interest doesn't fade, and whose presence makes her feel like she is exactly where she's meant to be. Because at the end of the day, attraction isn't about chasing, it's about choosing. And the man who can make her feel undeniably, irreplaceably chosen will be the one she never forgets. Number 2, the space where she feels young again. A woman's age may change, but the desire to feel vibrant, alive, and free never fades. Older women don't long to be younger. They've lived, they've grown, and they've embraced their wisdom. But what they do crave is the space where they can feel the energy of youth without judgment. This isn't about pretending to be someone she's not. It's not about chasing trends or trying to recapture the past. It's about finding the places, experiences, and people that make her feel light, uninhibited, and completely in the moment. Younger women often live in the rush of spontaneity, but as life moves forward, responsibilities, expectations, and routines take over. Society tells older women to be composed, refined, and mature. They're expected to be the voice of reason, the steady presence, the one who has it all figured out. But deep down, she still craves the rush, the laughter, the thrill of unpredictability. This is why older women are drawn to men who know how to bring that energy back into their lives. A man who doesn't take life too seriously, who can make her laugh without effort, who invites her into moments where she forgets about time, stress, and expectations. Think about it. When was the last time she danced without overthinking? The last time she let go, laughed until she lost her breath, or did something purely because it felt exciting? These are the moments she secretly longs for. And the right kind of man understands this. He doesn't remind her of responsibilities. He reminds her of possibilities. He knows how to tease her in a way that makes her eyes light up. He can turn a simple conversation into something playful, something undeniably electric. He doesn't just see the woman she is today, he sees the untamed spirit that still lives inside her. Because the truth is, youth isn't about age, it's about energy. And the space where she feels young again isn't a place, it's a feeling. A woman will always be drawn to the man who makes her feel excited about life, who pulls her out of her routine and into a world where anything feels possible. And when she finds that space, when she feels that energy again, she won't just appreciate it, she'll crave it. And more importantly, she'll crave him. Number 3, the realm of undeniable attraction. Attraction isn't just about looks, it's about energy, presence, and the unspoken tension that lingers in the air. Older women know this better than anyone. They've experienced the polite compliments, the scripted conversations, and the surface-level admiration. But what truly captivates them, what they secretly crave, is a connection so intense that it feels almost uncontrollable. This is the realm of undeniable attraction, a space where words become secondary and chemistry takes over. It's the way a man carries himself, not desperate, not trying too hard, but simply knowing who he is and owning the moment. It's the way he holds her gaze, just long enough to make her heart race, but not long enough to make her comfortable. It's the subtle way he leans in when she speaks, making her feel like she's the only person in the world. Older women don't fall for empty flattery, they fall for presence. They recognize when a man isn't just interested in them, but drawn to them in a way he can't explain. It's in the slight hesitation before he speaks, the deep pause in his breath when she walks past, the way his attention lingers on her just a second longer than necessary. This isn't about being forward or forceful, it's about creating anticipation, a touch that almost happens but doesn't, a moment of silence that feels louder than words, a conversation that dances on the edge of something deeper, something undeniable. The realm of undeniable attraction is where she feels wanted, not just noticed, but deeply desired. Most men never reach this level because they rely on what's obvious. But the men who understand this secret, the men who can create this space, become unforgettable. Number 4, where she feels truly wanted, not just admired. There's a world of difference between admiration and desire. A woman knows when she's being appreciated. When a man acknowledges her kindness, her wisdom, her beauty, she's heard the compliments before. You're amazing. You're such a wonderful person. You're beautiful. But admiration is safe. It's respectful. It's distant. Desire? That's something else entirely. Desire is raw. It's unspoken. It's the feeling of being truly wanted, not just for who she is, but for what she awakens in a man. Older women know the difference. They've had their share of admiration, but what they crave, what lingers in their minds long after, is the presence of a man who truly wants them. It's not about the words he says, but the way he says them, the pause in his voice when he looks at her, the way his eyes don't just see her, they consume her, the tension in the air when they're close but not touching, when every moment feels like something is about to happen. A woman never forgets the feeling of being deeply, unmistakably wanted, and this is why she's drawn to men who understand presence. The kind of man who can sit across from her and hold that electric silence without looking away. A man who doesn't just admire her from a safe distance, but pulls her into a space where she can feel his full, undivided attention. Not just on her personality, not just on her presence, but on her as a woman. The way her lips move when she speaks, the curve of her neck when she tilts her head, the way her breath catches in her throat when tension builds between them. These are the moments she lives for, and the ones she can't find just anywhere. Because at the end of the day, every woman wants to be wanted. Not politely, not passively, but in a way that's undeniable, magnetic, and consuming. And the man who can make her feel that, he's the one she won't forget. Number 5, where she feels wildly feminine. Every woman, no matter her age, has a side of her that's untamed. A side that laughs louder, moves freer, and lets go of the rules she usually follows. It's the part of her that isn't just poised and elegant, but wild, unpredictable, and completely lost in the moment. But as women grow older, society pushes them toward composure over passion, grace over excitement, and maturity over spontaneity. The world tells her to trade thrill for stability, to tone down the fire that once burned so brightly within her. Yet deep down, that fire never truly goes out. Older women crave a space where they can let their guard down, where they can embrace the rush of attraction, the anticipation of a touch that hasn't happened yet, the thrill of being desired in a way that feels new again. They want to feel dangerously feminine. And this is where the right kind of man comes in. She doesn't want someone who simply admires her. She wants someone who awakens something in her, a man who teases just enough to make her heart race. Who knows when to challenge her, when to keep her guessing, when to break the predictable patterns she's come to expect from men. Because once a woman steps into that energy, where she feels unapologetically alive, she doesn't just feel younger, she feels unstoppable. And the man who can take her there, he's the one she'll never be able to forget. Number 6, the unforgettable night. There's one truth most men overlook. A woman never forgets the night she felt something she couldn't explain. Not the night that was perfectly planned, not the night that followed all the rules, but the night where the connection was so intense, so undeniable, that time seemed to slow down. Older women don't crave predictability. They've had their fair share of romantic dinners and scripted conversations. What they truly seek is a moment that lingers, a night where their usual thoughts and worries disappear, leaving only the energy between them and the man in front of them. She doesn't just want attention. She wants an experience that stays with her long after it's over. It's in the way he leans in just enough to make her catch her breath, but doesn't close the distance too soon. It's in the way he makes her laugh unexpectedly, so naturally that she touches his arm without thinking. It's in the way he holds her gaze, then looks away at the perfect moment, leaving her wanting more. Because for a woman, it's not about the man, it's about the feeling he creates. And once she experiences a night like that, a night where she feels fully alive, she won't be able to let it go. She won't chase him, she'll chase that feeling. And if he's the one who gave it to her, she'll always find her way back. Number 7, where she can rewrite her past. Every woman has a past, a story filled with what-ifs, missed chances, and roads not taken. Maybe she played it safe when she was younger. Maybe she stayed in relationships that were comfortable, but never set her soul on fire. Maybe she ignored the kind of men who could have changed everything, because back then, she wasn't ready. But now she doesn't just want a new experience. She wants to rewrite the version of herself that never took the risk. This is why older women are drawn to places and people that make them feel like they're making up for lost time. For some, it's a new city, a fresh start where no one knows who they used to be. For others, it's a new lifestyle, one where they finally put themselves first. And for many, it's a man who makes her feel like she's stepping into a different reality, a reality where she's not bound by the expectations she once had. She doesn't just want romance, she wants reinvention. She wants to know what it feels like to finally choose the fire instead of the familiar, to live boldly without hesitation, to become the version of herself she once dreamed of but never dared to be. And if you can be the man who brings her into that world, she won't just crave the experience, she'll crave you. Number 8, where she can test her power. Older women don't just want admiration, they want confirmation that they still have the power to captivate. It's not about insecurity, it's about validation. The kind that comes from watching a man react to her in real time. She wants to know, can I still make him forget the rest of the world when I walk into a room? Does my presence still turn heads? Am I still the kind of woman who can shift the energy just by being in the right place at the right time? That's why she craves situations where she can test her effect on men. It's the dimly lit lounge where she holds a man's gaze across the room, silently daring him to come closer. It's the casual conversation that turns into something electric, where every word carries a deeper meaning. It's the moment when she watches a man try to resist her and fail. Because at the end of the day, a woman doesn't just want to feel beautiful, she wants to feel undeniable. And when she realizes she still has that effect, that's a moment she won't forget. If you're the man who understands this, who recognizes her power and reflects it back to her, she won't just remember you, she'll keep coming back for more. Number 9, where she can escape judgment. If there's one thing older women are tired of, it's judgment. They've spent years, sometimes decades, being told what they should do, who they should be, and how they should behave. And even when they break free from society's rules, the silent judgment still lingers. She's too old for that. Why is she dating a younger man? Shouldn't she be settling down instead of chasing new experiences? Despite the whispers, she still craves a place where she can exist without explanation, where she can let go of expectations, where she can simply be in the moment without worrying about who's watching or what they're thinking. And the truth is, this place isn't physical, it's a man's presence. A man who doesn't judge her choices, but fuels them. A man who looks at her without expectations, without assumptions. Just raw, electric intrigue. Because when a woman feels completely free with you, she doesn't just stay, she lets go of every barrier. And that's when things become truly unforgettable. Number 10, where she can lose control. Just a little control is something older women have mastered. They've learned how to keep their emotions in check, how to walk away from situations that don't serve them, and how to maintain their independence, confidence, and power. But deep down, every woman craves a place where she can let go, just enough to feel something real. Not recklessness, not chaos, but the thrill of surrendering to the moment without overthinking it. She doesn't want to be careless. She wants to feel safe enough to be spontaneous, to follow an impulse she wouldn't usually entertain, to feel the rush of not knowing what happens next but wanting to find out. And that's why she's drawn to places where the right kind of man can pull her into that space. A man who doesn't push, a man who doesn't force, a man who creates just enough intrigue, just enough tension, just enough pull that she finds herself stepping into the unknown without hesitation. Because when a woman feels that, that's when she stops holding back and starts chasing the feeling all over again.